I'm really honored to be here with Jenny Kwan, Member of Parliament for Vancouver East, an incredible force. I'm proud to be here with her today. We know that so many Canadians are deeply worried about Trump's tariffs. Just the threat of these tariffs have already meant job losses in Canada. We've seen companies cut jobs because of the threats. So people are deeply worried. And so we know a couple of things. We know that Donald Trump wants Canada as the 51st state. Let us be clear, that is his goal. He has said that again and again. He has put that out on social media. That is his goal. He wants our water. He wants our critical minerals. He wants our natural resources. And he wants to let his billionaire buddies come into Canada and privatize our healthcare to make profits off the backs of people who are sick. He wants to turn sick people into cash cows. That is what he wants to do. We do not win this fight by making Canada look more like the United States. That is not how we win this. What we have to do is defend what we have, defend our values, defend our natural resources, defend our water, and most importantly, we have to defend Canadian jobs. We have to defend our jobs. And when it comes to healthcare, we have to defend it because it is our value. It is a deep value that we hold. That in Canada, you can get the best quality healthcare no matter who you are, and you do not have to pay out of pocket. We want to defend it against the American system, where you have to pay out of pocket, where people go bankrupt because of an illness that can be treated. That is not the way we want to move forward. We want to defend our healthcare system, and that's what we need to do. And so we've got to fight back by protecting our values and by protecting jobs and families in Canada. We've been speaking to lots of people, and obviously right now in Canada, people are deeply worried about the impacts of Donald Trump's tariffs. Just the threat of those tariffs, the threats alone have already meant job losses in our country. We've already seen people lose their jobs. So we have to take this very seriously. And our first goal, our number one goal, is to defend Canadian jobs. We've got to protect those jobs, protect those workers, and protect their families. That's number one priority for us as New Democrats. And a couple things have become really clear. First of all, Donald Trump wants Canada as the 51st state. He has said that again and again. That is what he wants. Let's believe him when he says that. He wants to put economic pressure on Canada because he wants our natural resources. He wants our water, our critical minerals. And he also wants to privatize our healthcare system to make his billionaire buddies even more money by profiting off the backs of people who are sick. We cannot win this fight by making Canada more like the United States. That is not how we do this. We don't win this fight by giving more to rich CEOs and billionaires, by giving them more incentives. That's not the way we fight this battle. The way we win this battle is by defending our values. We got to defend who we are, defend our natural resources, defend our water, defend our critical minerals, and defend workers, protect workers in our country and their families, and our healthcare system, which we are so proud of. This is a value that Canadians hold very deeply. The idea that you can go into a hospital if you've got an illness and you can get the best treatment possible and it doesn't cost you out of pocket. Of course, we need to improve it, but we need to defend it, keep it public, keep it there for people, and keep that value strong. That's what we need to do to defend our country.
How do we retaliate? Again, they're going to attack. Clearly, they've already started it. They're going to keep doing it. How do we keep defending it and retaliation?
I've said this before, and I really believe this. Donald Trump has shown himself to be a bully in many ways. And right now, he's being an economic bully. And the only thing a bully understands is strength. We got to show strength. So retaliatory tariffs is one thing. We also have to hit him and his buddies where it counts. So that's why I've called for shutting off the flow of critical minerals. We know that we are one of the only reliable sources of critical minerals for the United States, and cutting off the flow of critical minerals would directly hit Elon Musk, the billionaire buddy of Donald Trump, also the billionaire buddy of Pierre Poilievre, also I should say, but it'll hit him directly. And that is a way for us to fight back and to push back. We've got to bring the fight. We've got to show that we're ready to fight back to defend our jobs, to defend our country and our values.
We're essentially in the lead up to an election. Justin Trudeau has said he's resigning. Liberals are choosing a new leader in that process. There's probably it's clearly going to be coming after them for non-confidence motions. Is this the time for Canada to get to an election?
There is going to be an election this year. There are confidence votes that are scheduled by law to happen at the end of March. I will be voting against the government at that time. But we still have about 2 months before that happens. And before that happens, there's a lot that can be done. First of all, we've said Parliament should be recalled right away. We need to pass a package of supports targeting those sectors where people are going to be impacted by the tariffs, making sure those workers have supports, have help, they don't lose everything. We've got to make sure that we've got those workers back. So we've got to pass that package. There's other things we can do too. The inquiry on foreign interference concluded. They have recommendations. They say certain laws need to be changed before the election. We can pass that as well. The Liberals set the schedule. They can set the schedule what bills come forward. They can choose to bring forward those bills, or they can choose to bring forward a confidence vote. The only confidence votes that has to happen by law is the end of March. We're going to vote against the government then. But in that meantime, those 2 months, there's lots of work that we can done to protect Canadians against these tariffs. Oh yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. And I'll just add in one additional thing. We've seen this kind of movie before, where Donald Trump just puts out really dangerous ideas, disrespectful, hurtful, and really undermining important institutions. And one of the things he said recently is that he would sanction the ICC. Canada is a signatory to the ICC. We are one of the early supporters and founders of the ICC. We believe in international law and holding those to account who have violated international law with an international criminal court. The fact that he wants to sanction them for doing their work is another example of how dangerous his ideas are. He wants to undermine the rule of law. He wants to undermine important institutions, and we have to denounce that. That is wrong. The work that the ICC does is very important in maintaining the rule of law around the world and bringing people to justice who have violated human rights.
Okay.
Okay.
Perfect.